So we're going to go through a few of the halachot of Shavua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av. We have had in past several years, probably a record amount of years that Tisha B'Av fell to be on Shabbat or on Sunday. So therefore we're not accustomed as Sfaradim, especially to all the halachot of Shavua Shechal Bo, because according to the Psak of Maran Shulchan Aruch, when you have Tisha B'Av on Shabbat or on Sunday, you don't have, practically speaking, you don't have Shavua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av. All the things of Shavua Shechal Bo would be mutar in such a year. But this year that we have it during the week, so it's important to review quickly some of the basic halachot of Tisha B'Av and Shavua Shechal Bo. So the week of Tisha B'Av, many of the things that we are noeg are midin Gemara. For instance, Tisporet, many have accustomed to stop already getting haircuts and shaving from either Rosh Chodesh Av or all the way back from Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. But according to the Din Gemara and the Psak of Maran Shulchan Aruch, the Tisporet is only prohibited during the days of Shavua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av. So from today will be asur basically to get haircuts, shave, even if a person is a sandak, for instance, right? A Baal Brit, a father of a baby, via ben, mohel, or sandak, that normally speaking would be allowed to get a haircut when they are Baal Brit. When it comes to Shavua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av, they're not supposed to be taking a haircut or shaving because it is Midin Gemara. Even though that's Yom Tov Shelahem, it is their Yom Tov, their special day, still they would not get a haircut. Now, this applies also to a Bar Mitzvah Bachur. Normally speaking, a Bar Mitzvah Bachur or a Chatan, within the 7 days of his wedding, the Shivat Yemei Al-Mishteh, is also is Yom Tov Shelohu. It's also considered the special days for him, and he could get haircuts during the 9 days up until Shavua Shechal Bo. Even if he is of the custom of Machmirim, still it could be lenient. But during the course of Shavua Shechal Bo, one should not do that as a Bar Mitzvah Bachur, as a Chatan, B'toch Shivat Yemei Al-Mishteh, still should not be getting haircuts or shaving. Now, a person that has to meet with government officials for important communal matters, then Chacham Ovadia says a person could do it, given that he can't show up with a it's improper to go in front of a king, in front of a president, when you have looks of an avel. So Ovadia says become a sandak that day, and then give a shave and go. I remember the head of Agudat Yisrael of America many years ago, Moshe Scherer and Herman Naftali Neuberger, both of them, they were very close friends, and there was a time that they needed to do Pidyon Shvuim, and it was a meeting that had to happen on Tisha B'Av. And the psak they got from the Shiva was that he would shave and also get a TV screen as a gift for this senator, whatever he was, the person that actually had a say on what would happen, the fate of these people, for a sorach of safek pikuach nefesh. Everything, of course, gets pushed off. He shaved on Tisha B'Av, and he took like the largest TV screen that was available as a gift for this person. That was considered back in the day like something of a fancy gift. So he took it as a gift for the meeting that they had, and was able to do a pidyon shvuim of a number of Jews that were in a difficult position. So again, hakol lefi ha'inyan, but generally speaking, that would be the prohibition of tisporet in these days.
So the government official thing is also including Shavua Shechal Bo?
But again, that's only for communal things, not for a job interview or that's for only those extenuating circumstances. But combing your hair, that's mutar according to everyone. There's no reason to be mahmir or look proper and properly be mesadir your hair, that would be fine. Now, even children below the age of bar mitzvah, the adult cannot give them haircut because it's the same thing. You want to have that feeling of mourning to be in the community, in the households as well, but taking care of other needs of ketanim is mutar. For instance, kids below age of 3, 4, 5, they're always dirtying their clothing, going through a whole wardrobe every day. So then you could do laundry for those ages of little ketanim. Best to do it quietly, which is everything is quiet nowadays anyways. You have a washing machine and so on, but you do it b'tzinah, and that is fine. Clipping one's nails is mutar and shavua shechal bo. Doesn't include necessarily, even though that there are those who are machmir, but mikaradin there's no reason to be stringent on clipping the nails. The Ben Ish Chai writes that it would seem to him that if you have pornaim that are otfot ala basar, that are long enough that you could see it from the other side, that is like considered a high level transgression al pi Kabbalah, because pornaim are things of dinim and klipot and so on. He says it would seem to me that you could even clip it on Tisha B'Av itself. Just don't leave that tum'ah on yourself. So that certainly would be mutar on shavua shechal bo. Now, shavua shechal bo, you cannot do laundry. That's another item that is asur. And not only you can't do laundry, but even things that you have done laundry on, but they are fresh laundered, so to speak. You haven't worn them after they've been into dry cleaners or even at home washed clean. You cannot wear them in shavua shechal bo, but bigdei ze'ah, halachically speaking, would be mutar. In other words, the undergarments that are meant to absorb the sweat, and they're not necessarily bigdei kavod, they're bigdei ze'ah, mikaradin, that's mutar. So there are some people who, in their attempt to prepare for the shavua shechal bo, they wear things, their new garments for half an hour, 1 hour, to break them in, so to speak, and get them ready for the week. There's some people who do this to undergarments as well, not a necessity, because mikaradin, that would be mutar to change them and get new laundered ones on shavua shechal bo, especially people who sweat a lot and every day they're changing it. They don't have to necessarily go through a whole number of these, wearing them and taking them off before shavua shechal bo. They could mikaradin wear freshly laundered ones on shavua shechal bo. Now, the best would be, again, to prepare these things, wear for an hour, whatever it is, a few hours, wear a shirt, whatever it is, a pants, before shavua shechal bo. This way we'll have a number of things to change, even if you are one of those that have to change all their clothing every day. That will be prepared already from before shavua shechal bo. Now, again, the Ashkenazim who do this already from Rosh Chodesh Av, no showers, no new clothing, and all of that, of course, that becomes more important for them to prepare it for the days to come. So, and you could do this in Shabbat also. Now it's too late to give this psak, but on Shabbat also, Friday night you wear something, and Shabbat morning you wear something else. You come home after Suda, you change it to another thing, and then you take a nap, you change it again. You can go through 4 or 5 different things that you wear for a few hours each, and you'll have those for Shavua shechal bo, Tisha B'Av. Now, say it again. It's not clear, because you're not standing there wearing things and taking off things. You come from Friday night, so that was one thing you wore. Shabbat morning, you could just pick something else. It's not nikar that you're doing any sort of hachana. You're going to take a nap, you take off your pajamas. Hopefully you don't go to sleep with your tie and suits, so you take them off and you wear something else after you wake up from your Shabbat nap. So that's, but you're not supposed to be standing there doing the hachala. That's correct. Now,
What about laundry for children?
so laundry for children you could do. For little children up to the age of 4 or 5, even maybe more if they're a little shovav and they're dirtying everything every day. If you can't keep up with the way they dirty their clothing, you're not mechuyav to go buy a truckload of new clothing for them for Shavua Shechal, but you could just wash what they dirty. Again, so women, especially in the Shiva Nikiim, they could definitely wear levalim that are mechubasim. They could wear fresh laundered undergarments, and so on. And stains that you would have, let's say on either your suit, your dress, and you want to spot clean it. Spot cleaning is fine. It's not necessarily, especially if it's something that it's going to stay there and ruin the clothes if you don't right away take it off, and you have to apply some cleaning material and spot clean it right away. You're not laundering it. You just a little spot that you're taking off. That would be mutar, especially the sorech Shabbat. If you have a community that's machmir, especially from Rosh Chodesh Av, that they don't wash anything, and now for Shabbat Chazon they want to wear something and there's a ketem on it, you want to spot clean it, that would be completely fine. It's not an issue. Now, even though the Baalei Brit cannot shave or get haircuts, they could certainly wear Bigdei Shabbat at the Brit Milah, when it's even B'Shavua Shechal Bo, that's fine, right? But they should not wear fresh laundered items, because that again that falls into Ikar Adin. But wearing Bigdei Shabbat is just nicer clothing that you have worn before. It's not freshly laundered. That is mutar lechavod of Baalei Brit, because it's their Yom Tov, and therefore it will be mutar. Now, those people, for instance, the Ashkenazim or those Sfaradim who are more machmir, that's for instance like many of the Iraqi Jews, the communities that came from Iraq and Baghdad. The Rabbi Elisha Dingur has at the end of his Sefer Gedulot Elisha, Halachot of 3 weeks in Tisha Dayamim, and he brings many of the Minhagei Bavel, Minhagei Baghdad, and they were machmir in many of these things, like the Ramah. So if you have a community, or an individual that comes from a community that they are machmir for all the 9 days from Rosh Chodesh already, not to do laundry, can he give his laundry to someone that's noheg like Maran? Says, you do laundry, you're doing for your own, so let's put my things inside there as well. Can he do that or not? So the halacha is you cannot do that. You cannot use someone else to do your laundry, because again, this is something that you're asking them to do. It's extension of yourself. Therefore, you can't give it even to the goy to do it.
Why is it different from Shabbat? Someone's Makabah Shabbat and someone else is not. You can ask them to do this, right?
Well, that's because it's not really Shabbat. If you accepted Shabbat earlier, that's not really be'etzem from Shabbat yet. So it's not a matter of minhagim. It's a matter that you create an isur for yourself that only includes you, right? Mashenkin over here is a little different. Now, this is a larger discussion. If you hold something is asur, whether or not you could use someone else to do it for you, that they are of the opinion that this is mutar. This is a very long and wide discussion that involves many early sources of Achronim, the Mabit and Rabbi Shlomo Yisraeli in his Sefer Mased Moshe. in Siman Dalet in Yored Dalet and Hey, Mabit in Siman Chaf. There's a discussion whether or not if I believe something is asur, can I feed it to you when you hold that that's mutar? Right? There's a discussion, for instance, if I believe that heter mechira you can't rely on in Eretz Yisrael, and you believe that is mutar, right? Can I feed what I hold to be asur to you, who you hold to be, or can I use you because you open cans and bottles and certain things that I hold them to be in Isur on Shabbat? Can I ask you to do it for me when you hold it's mutar? Right? That becomes a very complicated discussion with acharonim and poskim on both sides of the aisle. But for this, certainly would be something that you should not practice. Asking someone else that's lenient to wash and do your laundry. Now, how about ironing? If you have something that is, worn, but it got now crumbled, basically, instead of hanging it up, someone just threw it in the bin, whatever it is. Now you want to make it straight and nice. That's fine. There's no problem with ironing on Shavua Shechalbo. If you need to iron and make it nice, you could do that. It's no problem. Now, the isur of washing a person's body, mikaradin, is only on Tisha B'Av. Right? But the strong prevailing minhag is, by the Sfaradim, at Shavua Shechalbo, we don't do any type of rechitza, taking a shower, nice bath. We don't do that. Ashkenazim already are machmir from Rosh Chodesh Av and on. So therefore, a person should stay away from taking showers and so on. Now, the question is, those who have the minhag like the Ashkenazim, or those Sfaradim who have adopted that minhag of Rosh Chodesh Adhan, Erev Shabbat Chazon, can they take like a nice, steaming, hot shower? The answer is yes. There are those who are more mahmir, but mikaradin, there's no problem really taking a Chavot Shabbat, a proper shower, it will be mutar. Again, this is one of those that the Iraqi Jews have adopted the minhag of Rosh Chodesh Anan for this. Again, I'm not sure if here in the United States they'll keep that. Depends also if you have a kehila of Iraqi Jews or not. Because if you don't, then there will be part of the general Sephardi community, and will go after the rov of those communities, whether or not they had that minhag. So that will follow. That's a sugya in Masechet Bava Metzia, Daf Pei Gimel and Pei Dalet of Makom. When you have a lekutai, when a community is comprised from different people from different communities across the world that they have gathered together, so you go after the majority of that to decide what their minhagei halacha should be. So that again becomes a little more complex. But even those who have the minhag, they certainly could take a nice shower in preparation for Shabbat. Now, how about? Sorry. So there are people who are mekel. Hamadia is one of them. That if you're taking a tiklachat of cold water, right? That's mutar and Tisha B'Av. It's an uncomfortable thing. It doesn't have to be freezing cold. As long as it's very uncomfortable, you don't want to stand on it. You just standing under it because you want to take the ze'ah off. You want to take some of the sweat off and not smell bad. That will be mutar. Radia was very specific about this. He was not a proponent of those who live in very hot places in Eretz Yisrael, and then they don't take any type of precaution, any showers, no washing their any parts of their body, even with cold water, and you sit next to them and they smell very bad. He felt that that's a chisaron of kavod briot. You have to, if you don't do it, at least wear some deodorant or something. Be careful with kavod briot as well. You use some very strong languages and in a shiur that he gave on this, but Nevertheless, again, there are those who are machmir and tava alehim bracha, as long as they're careful with kavod briot. But the mikar adin, if you want to take an uncomfortably cold shower to just wash the armpits and between the legs, places that gather ze'ah and make it very uncomfortable, that's mikar adin, that is fine. One has what to rely on certainly to do that. Now that does not mean that swimming in a hot weather in a cold swimming pool, which is pleasurable, is mutar, right? Shower is different in its nature. A quick shower that's cold and uncomfortable, that's different than swimming. Now, a person that goes to mikveh every day, and that's their minhag, how about that? So can they go to a cold mikveh or a warm mikveh for keeping their minhag? Again, this is a serious minhag. It could be a minhag halacha. The Rambam already writes about this, like Tevilat Ezra. Depends on the minhag of the communities. It could become a minhag. The Rambam actually writes that he himself, in his life, never nullified Tevilat Ezra unless he was sick. He says, I come from a community that they accepted the takana of Ezra when it comes to this, and therefore I'm bound by it, and it is something that depends on a person's community. One could discuss whether or not, for us, the Middle Eastern communities, that's something that the original communities in those areas accepted it, thus would be obligatory for us as well. That's a different discussion for a different time, but nevertheless, warm water should not be used for mikveh, but if you want to go to a cold mikveh for kavod of tefillah, that is fine. Mikar adin, that's fine, because again, the reason for it is that rechitza mikar adin is only on Tisha B'Av, that's asur. The rest is minhag, so therefore you have the ability to be a little bit more lenient, to use cold, uncomfortable water when it's a sorach mitzvah or a sorach kavod briot to wash off some ze'ah. That's basically the line of logic for Chacham Badia's Pesakim and those who follow that. Now, a woman that just gave birth before Tisha B'Av, she could take hot, nice, steaming showers